Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here for NTMarkets.com with your Wednesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, S&P 500 E-mini futures daily chart, and what we continue to see is support at the 100-day exponential moving average and the weekly pivot down at 2011.50. We traded as high as 31 quarter yesterday. They took it down in the early Globex. They were down last night. They traded it into the 15s, and you say to yourself, okay, Bears, now's your chance, to close the deal. You can push this thing below the weekly pivot. You can push it below the 100, and if you leave it there, maybe everybody will get the pullback that they so desperately desire. Didn't happen. We traded 34 quarter. Okay, so we traded up to new highs versus the prior day high. And what that does is continue to solidify the 100-day exponential moving average and the weekly pivot as support. And now we are back over the 200-day exponential moving average that's at like 2340. You've got the daily pivot coming in today at 2325. So it's just another day of what I discussed yesterday. Whatever your time frame, day trader, trend trader, something in between, whatever level you tend to look at is pretty much landing pretty darn close to 2023. And you've got a real tug of war here over that area. We've got a 4-day test. Is it clear who's going to win? No. No. That's a crystal ball question. I don't do crystal ball questions. What I can tell you is that the Bears are running out of time to knock it down. And we've been spending more time above 23 than we have below 23 this week. If that continues to play out, then that would allow for a breakout. If we break out, don't think for a minute that we're overbought up here. We've had 4 days of effectively a range trade. You can see it very plainly there. We've had tight range days, 4 days above the 100-day exponential moving average. This is not parabolic. This is not, we've come up X off the low. This is nothing. We came up off the low here, came up off the low, pulled back for a couple of days, back up, and sideways. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to keep going up. We could be topping out here. But don't let somebody sell you a bill of goods that we're overbought. That's complete nonsense. So where do we go from here? If you're a bear, you need to get below the yellow line and below the weekly pivot at 2011.5, and you need to stay there. You need to be there on a closing basis, and you stay there. If you're a bull, hold 2023. Break out, start creating, higher lows, and go from there. The task for the bulls is much easier than the bears. There's a ton of support under this market. 100-day exponential moving average, 9-day simple moving average, weekly pivot. Then you got the 50-day. You've got the mid-band. You got the monthly pivot. I mean, the bears have dug themselves into a real hole here after having what I would consider a real advantage. We had spent more time below the 200-day than we had in a number of years. You had rejected here at the 50-day, and you had an opportunity to make a lower low. They let them off the hook down here, and they're still paying the price. Typical bear stuff. So I'll be very interested to see how today goes. It's an excellent afternoon for this week's webinar at 4:30. I'll have a ton to talk about. We can talk about the 200-day. We can talk about, maybe we broke up today, maybe we broke down. What's the impact of that? Q&A. So it should be, we'll go for about 45 minutes. It should be a really informative webinar. The sign up is on my Twitter. It's on the website. It's attached to this post. I hope everybody can join us. It should be, I was excited that I got to do one on the Fed day. I'm excited that we're doing one on effectively our 4th day at 2023, because what we're trying to decide here is who's going to get the market for the rest of 2015. Make no mistake about it. Okay, everybody have a great day. Follow us on Twitter at Princeton Trader. Check out the website. Come check out the chat room. Come to the webinar, 4:30 Eastern Time. Would love to have you. Q&A. Let's talk about the market, where we're at, where we're going. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trading well, everybody.